Hey, welcome back. This is Rachel, and you're watching Out of the Broom Closet. So it is late summer here in Norway. It's the beginning of August. It is raining outside, kind of chilly. That's how you know it's the end of summer. We're getting a little into fall here. The harvest has been plentiful. There's been a lot of amazing herbs to harvest this year. I have a lot of herbal preparations I need to make, and so I figured I would work on one of them today here with you. Today I am going to be preparing mullein. Let's get this big girl in the frame. She's long, mullein is tall. So mullein is an herb that is growing, it comes around kind of every other year and it moves. It's kind of exciting. It's biennial, right? It's a 2-year plant. So in the first year, it just grows a rosette of leaves on the ground, just leaves kind of in a flat rosette. And then in its second year, mullein sends up a stalk like this, very tall. The stalk is covered in yellow flowers. And so those flowers are really amazing to take and pick. And then you put them in oil. And so mullein oil is amazing for earaches. Like I made some mullein oil a week or two ago and then used it on my daughter a day later because she had an earache in both ears. I know it wasn't fully infused, but I think it really helped her. It really just coats the inside of the ear, really good for earaches in children. So it definitely helped my 7-year-old daughter. But mullein itself, the whole plant, is known for the lungs. Mullein is very good for the lungs. It's very healing and soothing for the lungs. Any kind of lung problem, cold, pneumonia, difficulty breathing. I'm not having that right now, but I'm very excited about mullein because this is kind of my first year really finding her on my own. I had someone help me identify her last year, and so this year I found her. I'm a really big believer in sharing. Plant identification works amazing in person when you have someone who is in the know saying, hey, this is that. And you're like, oh, whoa. Like some of my favorite plants I have learned through someone, usually a woman who takes me out who knows about herbs. And she's like, here's mullein or St. John's wort. One of my amazing friends helped me to find St. John's wort. And now St. John's wort is like my super wintertime ally. So last year, a woman showed me mullein. And this year I found her for myself. Identification is amazing in person. That's why I do local herb walks. I'm going to be leading an herb walk, my second herb walk of the summer in about 2 weeks. And when I am out there and I'm helping women to identify plants, it's amazing to see their faces light up and they just feel, just sharing that knowledge, passing it forward, like transmitting herbalism from person to person, woman to woman, is just one of the joys of my life. So I'm very much excited to be leading another herb walk in 2 weeks with a group of women. I'm also co-facilitating with a woman who does forest bathing. And so first I'm going to lead an herb walk, and then she is going to do some forest bathing exercises, which does not involve water. It involves bathing in the forest's atmosphere and connecting with the energy of the forest. And I am super excited to be participating in that as well. So I'm co-facilitating with another woman, and I'm excited about that. But today we are here talking about mullein. Mullein is amazing for the lungs. Today I'm going to be making a mullein infusion. And so to just quickly say, like, an infusion is different from a tea. A tea is just kind of any amount of herbs that you sprinkle into some hot water. You let it steep for a little while, you drink it. An infusion is special because it's prepared in a very precise way. You use a large amount of herbs. Specifically, you use 1 ounce or 28 grams if you are metric in Europe like me. So you're going to use 1 ounce of herb to 1 liter or 1 quart of water. See, here's my jar. Got it filled with hot water to get it sort of preheating, because I'm going to weigh out 1 ounce of mullein, and then I'm going to put it in my jar. I'm going to pour boiling water over it. So yeah, infusions, you use 1 ounce of herb, a liter or a quart of water. And another important factor about infusions is that you let them steep for a minimum of 4 hours, or you can let it steep overnight. But you can see how an infusion is a really powerful extraction, is water extraction. As an herbalist, I'm really big on liquid extractions because I think that makes plants a lot easier to digest for us humans when it is extracted either with water, as in an infusion, can be extracted in alcohol, as in a tincture, or it could be extracted in an acid. And that's what we have herbal vinegars for, because an acid vinegar is actually the best at extracting minerals from an herb. So I would really love to do a course on liquid extractions of herbs in the future, just on my to-do list. But today we are doing Mullein, or Mullein. It's spelled in such a way that you might wonder. I think it's usually called Mullein. And now I'm switching to Norwegian because in Norwegian, this is called Filt Kongs Lys. And so it is called a light because in the olden times, people used to take these, dip them in wax or tallow, and then light them and use it as a torch. And you can see it's pretty like torch shaped. Filt Kongs Lys, or Mullein. So here I have cut up, let's see. This is everything I had, and I'm using the aerial parts of the mullein, everything that grows above ground, aka. Aerial parts are what's growing above the ground. So we've got leaf, we've got stalk, and we've got flower. They're very small now that they're dried. So this is about 25 grams, and since I am aiming for 28 to 30 grams, I think that if I cut up the last that I have, I'm gonna have a full ounce of mullein. So it's pretty cool to be here with you. Like, this is one of my herb projects in late summer, because like I said, I've gotten a lot of things, got some oils going that I need to combine with beeswax and make salve. I'm really excited about my salves this year. That's kind of been my focus, is herbal oils, though herbal vinegars have been a really cool thing for me too. And I also wanted to come on here, maybe just muse a little bit, talk about grief. Because about a week and a half ago is when I found that someone that I really respected, Carolyn Elliott, the news of her passing came out about a week and a half ago. And that was, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. That's been a huge loss. Really been kind of in the online community, talking with people there, and it really does help to process the grief, just to talk about, this is unbelievable that this happened. This woman who is maybe just a couple years older than me, she's not here anymore, and she was a prolific teacher. I've read tributes to her, I've read takedowns, I've read a lot of things, good and bad, and all of it really has only made me more thankful for her and the teacher that she was. She was willing to go out there into the deepest, darkest places to show that every part of you is lovable. Her work forever touched me. The day that I found out that she passed on is the day that I created this channel and uploaded my first video. It's called Out of the Broom Closet, because she didn't care what people said about her. She took her teaching as far as she could, helped as many people as she could. And you know what? Her just radical vision, the way that she burned bright, it gave me courage. It helped me to see that I don't want to live my life in the broom closet anymore. I've been hiding this aspect of myself, that I'm a witch, that I participate in earth religion, hiding it for a long time. I've been pushing it back in the closet, like, get in there, stay in there. But you know what? We are just now exiting the age where women have been expected to obey, submit, and be quiet. That age is in our past, and we're moving forward into an age of just honesty, openness, of a connected sort of consciousness where we don't have to hide anymore. We're not meant to hide anymore. And I know that Carolyn Elliott she's been a big part of bringing that age to fruition. You know, I've taken a long view of history, been into archaeology since I was a little girl. I wanted to be an Egyptologist when I was a little girl, because there was just something about that time. I was like, this is it. There's something here, and I need to know about it as a child. And one of my favorite current archaeologists is the Lithuanian archaeologist, Marija Gimbutas. She has changed my view of everything. She's another visionary woman that I would really love to make a video about at some point, because she helped me to take a long view of things instead of just being stuck up in the struggle now. She helped me see that 5,000 years ago is when the matriarchy ended, but all back from that, before 5,000 years ago, we were living in a matriarchal society where women had a lot more position, where people lived in peace, harmony. There weren't weapons, and that's part of the reason why the matriarchal societies of old Europe ended, is because people with weapons came. But I'm going to save that for another time. You know, the point being that we've had egalitarianism, we've had matriarchy, we've had men and women living and working together in harmony instead of domination. We've had that before, and we can have it again. And I love that. And so I'm coming out. I'm out here being my honest self, my true self. And I really have my women teachers to thank for that, because I have something to say to everyone, to all of you out there, you rebels, witches, and bad bitches. We're not going back in the broom closet. We're not going back there. There is no going back. There's only moving forward. There has been a shift in the timeline. I can feel it. I don't want to get too into it, because when we start talking about jumping timelines, and it's like, we're getting a little bit out there, but things are changing for the better. Let's be a part of that beautiful birth of a new way of living. And I have my teachers to thank for that, especially the ones that have passed on. Like, they really left a legacy that I'm incredibly thankful for. But we are going to get back to the infusion now. So I've cut up, this is all of my mullein. And before I cut up the last bits, I weighed it at 25 grams. So I'd say we're sitting firmly at 28 to 30 grams or 1 ounce of the aerial parts of mullein now. And so I am going to make, let's see, I'm going to make an infusion. This is my jar. I've just filled it with hot water. Yeah, and I am going to now get some boiling water. Be right back. Now I'm back. I've emptied out my jar of water. It is warm now. It's nice to warm the jar, because I've cracked more than 1 liter jar making infusions. Warm your jar. Hot tip. I've also got a liter of water that I've just boiled. Hot boiling water. So then I am going to take 1 ounce of mullein, making a mullein infusion. And so these are all our aerial parts, our stalks, our flowers, our leaves, all cut up. It's going to fill up this jar. Ooh. I'm going to put it all in the jar, because we're making a powerful mullein infusion. It's going to be very healing for the lungs. Very healing and nourishing for the lungs. I think it kind of helps, especially if you've got some dry cough going on. Mullein is supposed to be in. So then we're adding 1 liter. Ooh, it's bubbling. A liter of boiled water. So what we're going to want to do, I might need a little something. Of course, I don't have a utensil. Something to push the herb matter down. I think it's going pretty good, actually. It's getting covered. We are gonna stir. Yeah. I do need something to stir this up. Here's something. Okay. Wow. So mullein has this smell that is green, but it also reminds me of popcorn. It's got this sort of like toasty smell. I noticed this when I was harvesting it, is that it had this very sort of toasty smell that I think is going to be delicious, because you know what I'm going to make? I'm going to make a mullein chai. I'm going to, after this is infused, then I'm going to strain it. Let me tell you in just a minute. So there we go. Filling it up. We want to fill it up to the top. We don't want air in the top of our infusion. We want this to be just herb and water going right up to the top. So it's looking beautiful. I'm excited. The stalks are floating. Now we're going to seal up our jar. We don't want any air in there. So, you know, ball mason jars, quart jars are great for this. This is a Norwegian jar called a Norgesglass. Also works very well for this. And so there we go. All sealed up. Looking beautiful. Turning kind of green. I'm excited because this is my first time making mullein infusion. Yes, dear watcher. Since I just found mullein for the first time this year, I have just made this for the first time. And what I'm going to do after this is infused for between 4 to 12 hours, then I'm going to strain out the plant matter. I'm going to squeeze it real good. That's important with infusions, is that you squeeze that plant matter to get out all of that goodness that is in the plant. Strain it, squeeze it, get as much liquid as I can out of this. And after I've strained away the plant matter, then I am going to make some spiced milk by just warming milk gently with like some cloves, some ginger, maybe a vanilla bean. I'm going to mix. So I'm going to take that spiced milk, maybe like half a cup and half a cup of this, warm it, combine them, add honey. It becomes a mullein chai. Because in folk medicine, milk is also very nourishing to the lungs, especially if you're dealing with dryness in the lungs. Milk and mullein together make a really wonderful, nourishing infusion for the lungs, and you can make a chai out of it. I love chai tea, so I am very excited to try that, but now I'm just going to leave this to steep. And so this has been really fun. I've enjoyed preparing some herbs that I've put off for a while. These stalks have been hanging drying from my bathroom ceiling for about 2 weeks because I've got a lot of herbs to prepare right now. So I got one done here with you in a video. That was lovely. And I also talked about my women teachers, the legacy that they've given to me, and that I'm really glad to be here. I'm glad to be out here. I'm glad to be sharing myself with you and with the world. And I'm going to keep doing that. Thanks for being here. Tune in next time to Out of the Broom Closet. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.